welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my weekly podcast, so I'll be covering all the crafty goodness that I've been up to in the last week or so. Once again, it is also because it's been about 2 weeks since I last filmed a podcast. Last week was my monthly wrap up for June and July. I'll tag it up here just in case you haven't seen it. But that was the video that was in place of the podcast last week because you may or may not know I was away last week. But before we get stuck in, how are you all today? I hope you're all doing well and that you're having a really, really lovely week this week. How am I? I am very, very tired today. I don't know if you can see it on my face, but I am. I'm halfway through a very busy week, I suppose. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it. This is my usual busy week at work, but also I am doing both drop off and pick up for Rob this week. So a lot of driving. There are also roadworks now in the village that I drive through, so it's extending the journey a little bit. So yeah, really tired, but as I say, halfway through the week, so I'm counting that as a good thing because it's all going to get shorter from here, which is grand. But yes, I'm here to show you what I've been up to crafty wise because I have been up to a fair amount. I can't remember if I mentioned, but I did go up north last week. We spent a couple of days with Rob's family, my family, my mum and dad did the driving. They were very, very kind. I drove to them and then they drove us up north and then they stayed with us, with Rob's mum. It was a really, really lovely time. Very much enjoyed seeing everybody. It was just very, very much needed, I think. And then Rob and I had a bit of a quieter end to the week. So we were at home. We didn't really do a lot. We just kind of did some house things, bit of sorting, bit of gardening, bit of tidying, that sort of thing. Because yeah, we just haven't really had that much time or energy. I think energy is the best thing to say. We don't really have much energy, especially this week. It's just the house is getting ignored at the minute, but we still have that on our mind, and I think after this week at least we should start trying to get stuff done again. As I say, we did a lot of gardening. We've got some new tools for the garden. So Rob hacked the hedge, which I'm really happy about. And also he started staining some of the wood in the house. We've got some doors off this cabinet here. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. It's the same kind of wood as this, the cabinet. And it's the same wood as the table. It's the same wood as this TV cabinet. It's the same wood as a bookshelf, actually, that we've got over there. I'm not sure what we're doing with the bookshelf. But essentially, these were all pieces of furniture that my parents gave us when we moved here. Very grateful because they're lovely, solid wood pieces of furniture, which is fantastic. So it means we can sand them down and we can stain them a different colour, different type of wood colour. We've decided on the colour. Very happy. So it's just going to be a slightly deeper colour than this. I believe it's oak, possibly. Can't remember. I know he had another colour and I loved it, but it was really deep. It was deeper than this wood here. This is what we were aiming for, but I'm not sure I want all our furniture this colour. The fireplace you see behind me, this was in the house when we moved here. I think it was part of the house build, essentially. And we're going to keep that as it is because we really like it. It just is a bit rustic. Obviously, it's got this split here, which I love. It's got another split there. Again, I love it. It's great. I suppose it is solid wood. Kind of, it must be, but yeah, we're not going to do anything with that. We're going to leave it as it is, but as I say, we do want to stain these, sand them down, stain them. It's going to be lovely. I'm really excited for that. And then we've got to think about what colour we're going to paint this room. Yes, we have many plans to paint the walls because yes, I'd like a bit of colour in my house. So that's what's been going on and what we're hoping to do. But as I say, time is not on our side at the minute, but we will get there. Anyway, that was a major life update. It's not really a life update, was it? It was just a chat. But anyway, hello, how are you? Right, I am going to get stuck in, I promise. So we're going to start with the updates. I don't have any solid updates for you at the minute. Now, I usually do a behind the scenes every month. as you may or may not be aware, I did Vlogmas in July, so vlogged every day in July, and then I thought in August I might not do a behind the seams. That's still going to be the case, I think, but as the days go by, I keep thinking, oh, actually, I would quite like to do a behind the seams. So I may record it this weekend. If I record it this weekend, you'll have a video, an extra bonus video next week. If I don't record it, then just carry on as normal. It's the usual podcast on a Friday. Also, in the background, I am still planning my organising the stash videos. So that's going to be, for those who don't know, and also a mini update on it. I have filmed one of the videos already. I have filmed the first episode of the yarn organising the stash. So it's going to be kind of like organising the stash, but also a yarn tour, because I have yarn squirreled away all around the house, and I do have quite a bit of yarn, as I am realising. As I say before, I don't mind the state of my stash, but I don't have the room for the state of the stash. So that's when it becomes a problem. I'm not stressed about it, I just want to use it. I'm quite excited. And this year I have been doing my best to kind of tone back the amount of yarn that comes into the house. I've done quite well compared to previous years, so that's grand. That's a win in my eyes. But I do want to do this organising the stash / tour video, and I will start with the yarn videos because, as I say, I filmed one episode already. I organised this cabinet. Fantastic. I'm excited to show you. I do have at least 2 more videos that I need to film for that tour. So until I've got the next video filmed, I'm not going to release the first video. So stay tuned for that, and I will let you know when that's coming. I'm very excited to show it to you because who doesn't love a nice nosy at someone else's yarn stash? It's exciting. And yeah, it's just nice for me as well because I'm taking all the yarn out and I'm looking at each individual skein, cataloguing it, and I'm kind of coming up with ideas, and I do have quite a few ideas already, so that's grand. Exactly what I wanted to do. I also wanted to do an organising the stash video series on my fabrics, so that's going to be a shorter series. It's probably only going to be one video, to be fair. Yeah, I think it's going to be one video because I don't have as big a fabric stash as I do a yarn stash, so I will do one of those. And I also mentioned a books organising the stash series. That will be multiple episodes because I do have a good number of books, and what I'm planning to do with that series is I'm planning to sit down with the books, go through them. I might do between 3 and 5 books per episode to give you a little idea, and essentially what I'm planning to do is to make one project at least out of each of the books that I have, because I think that's a really nice way. I've bought the books for a reason. Why haven't I used them, basically? So that will tie in nicely with my organising my yarn stash, because I'll be looking at the books, coming up with ideas and patterns that I want to make out of these books, and here's the yarn. Put the two together. That's the plan. I think it's going to be fun. And yeah, all I will say on these videos is just bear in mind that everybody's stash is different. I'm not in any way, shape or form upset about the state of my stash. As I say, the only thing with my stash is that it's outgrown its space. And I would like to dial that back just a little bit, and I would just like to use the stash that I have. So some people have a big stash, some people have a small stash, whatever works for you, and there's no judgment here. So all I ask is that you don't judge me based on my stash. I do enjoy buying yarn. A lot of people say that buying yarn and using it are 2 different hobbies. I mean, yeah, kinda. But I would like to use my yarn, and I'd like to get it down into the case of I buy yarn for specific projects, and that will cut my whips down, it will cut the yarn stash. Win-win-win situation. So that's what I'm planning to do. That's why I'm doing it. And also, yeah, no judgment here at all. However big or small your stash is, no judgment whatsoever. And I'm just excited to show you some delightful yarn. Anyway, shall we get stuck in to what I've been up to? Because I have done a fair bit in the last 2 weeks. Well, I consider it a fair bit, but anyway. The first section is finished objects, and sadly, I don't have any finished objects to show you. What am I doing, right? What's going on? There's no finished objects this week. I just wanted to crack on with loads of works in progress. For those of you who know, well, for those of you who may not know, I'm a very chaotic knitter. I live in chaos. It's just generally how I am. My mind is in chaos all the time, and this is why I feel I have a lot of works in progress on the go at any time, because I get bored. I think bored's a bit of a strong word, isn't it? My interest differs every day. It differs from hour to hour, to be fair. So I might pick up a project and just plow away at it for ages and then think, oh no, I want to work on something else now, so I'll pick up something else. And I think that's fine. That's a fine way to be. I'd rather nurture the way my character is than not, if that makes sense. I realise I'm becoming a bit philosophical. Honestly, I spoke to my my business coach this morning, so I think that might be why I'm a bit analysing everything. It's ridiculous. Anyway, she's been a godsend, actually. I had a good cry with her this morning because things have been rough, things have been hard. I can't dance around the matter. I'm exhausted, brain is tired, my eyes are tired, and it's hard. The situation that we're in at the minute, it's hard. It's hard on both of us. Rob's struggling, I'm struggling. But what I'm loving is that the two of us are conversing and telling each other how we're feeling and being real about the whole situation, really. We both think it sucks, but we're doing the best we can. And what else can you do, right? Other than lift each other up and do the best you can. So we're making each other smile, we're having a good laugh, we're, you know, just getting through it, really, because that's all you can do. But all that to say, it has been hard, and I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, I was speaking to my business coach, so I had a good cry, because it's nice to just let the tears out sometimes, and I needed it this morning, so it's good. But anyway, that's probably why my brain is just like, ooh, philosophical about everything. Anyway, right, okay. Let's show you some actual crafty goodness, because it's 12 minutes through and you haven't seen a single thing yet. So, on to the works in progress. As I say, I've done quite a bit on my works in progress this week, and I'm going to start with this one, I think. Yeah, start with this one. I'm quite excited, to be honest. Every time I look at these projects, I just get excited. I just don't have the time to sit and actually plough through them. Or the mental capacity, the concentration, that's the one. Right, this first one is my Basic Tee by Spectacle Streak. I really like this project. As you will have seen in last week's video, I made the shorts, so I'm just working on the tee that goes with it because it's a co-ord set. So there it is. It is a basic striped tee. I love the way these shoulders join. I think they're great. So I think they go like that. Yeah, you can see that. I think it's brilliant. Really nice. So basically this is going to be a really simple tee that will have sleeves. I'm still debating. I kind of want to do the long sleeves on it, but I might do the short sleeves. Haven't decided yet. I'll see how I feel when I cast on the first sleeve. But anyway, that is where I'm at, and I haven't done a lot actually. It's from here to here, but I've done a little bit, so I'm showing you. Loving this project, I really am. As I say, this is a really simple project now, especially because it's joined in the round. It's just knitting in the round and striping, changing colour for the stripes as and when. The yarn I'm using, do I have both? I do. Is by Drops. It is Drops Bell. Loving this yarn. In fact, I think one of you did mention about this yarn, and yeah, really enjoy using it. I love the feel of it, and it's just, oh, it's wonderful. I think hopefully, I mean, it's not really warm today. We might have a couple more warm days left at the end of the, you know, towards September. So hopefully I'll have this finished and I'll be able to tell whether or not this is the right kind of fabric for the warmer months. I'm hoping it will be. If it is, this will be a staple, definitely. But yes, it's Drops Bell. The blue is colour number 13. There you are. And the white is colour number 1. The makeup of the yarn is 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen. As I say, it's a lovely feel, and I know with this kind of yarn it does tend to split, but I've not had that many issues with it. But there is the possibility that it could split as you're working it up. But as I say, so far so good. Really love it. But anyway, that's the yarn I am using, and once again it is the beautiful Basic Tee by Spectacle Streak. Yeah, beautiful. Such a fun project, and as I say, it is nice to have a project that is really simple and basic on the needles, because when the brain is fried, you need a go-to, right? Something you haven't got to think about. And I've just realised this plant is being really troublesome. I gave my Monstera, I've got a giant Monstera upstairs, I gave it a haircut. So these are just rooting, and oh, you can't actually see it, there's a leaf here that I keep elbowing. It's approaching my space a little bit too much. So no, I can't think of how to move that out of the way. But anyway, I'll just keep elbowing it, it's fine. You can't, as I say, you can't really see it, so it's not going to bother you, hopefully. Anyway, that's number one. Number two is in here, and it is from this lovely book, The Gnomes of Grimblewood. Now, I have come to a slow down on this. My intention was to make, I think it was around 23 gnomes this year to give as gifts to family and friends. That was my plan. It's kind of ground pretty much to a halt at the minute. How many have I got? 2, 4, 6. One of those we're keeping, so 5, and this is my 6th, which is a gift. But the one I'm working on now is actually this one. This is, oh, I've forgotten. Is it Gnoddy? I feel like it's Gnoddy. Yeah, it's Gnoddy. So I'm working on Gnoddy at the minute, and it's quite complicated. It's adorable, really fun to work on, but because it's complicated, my brain's just not been in the right space to work on it. But I have worked on it, and it's ridiculous. There it is. It's too cute. Whoops. So I have done the hat. The hat is finished. I've picked up for the body. You can see that is joined there. It's this really cute little raglan sleeved jumper that it's got. So you've got some stitches on hold there. I have finished and cast off the body. So all I need to do the bobble, I need to do the arms and the hands, and then I need to do the bottom bit for the base, obviously stuff it in between all that. Oh, and then I need to do the nose and the beard. So this one's a little bit fiddly, and there's a lot to it, because obviously I had to do these really cute little ear flaps. Stupidly cute. So yeah, that's why I've slowed down a bit on it. I know exactly who I'm giving this to, and in fact I will be seeing them soon, so that will hopefully give me a little kick up the bottom to get this one made, and then I can gift it when I see the person soon, because that'd be great. One's done, one's gone, and yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see all the gnomes together before I gift them. So I might change my mind on that, because I know I'm going to see that person again very soon after then as well. So I don't know. I might hold on to it. But either way, if I aim to get it done before I see this person, then that's another one done, and then I can get the next one on the needles, which will be gnarly as per your voting, because Gnoddy was first, then it was gnarly, and then it was nectar. So, and then I'll have done all the gnomes from the Gnomes of Grimblewood book, and then I'll start repeating them and so on and so forth. But yeah, it is a joy to make, but I think because I've got this thought in the back of my head that I need to make loads and loads of gnomes, complicated ones do slow the process. So yeah, but there it is. The yarn I'm using is by Botanical Yarn. I don't have any colourway names for you, because they are the mystery mini skein bags that Sophie does every so often. And that is Botanical Yarn. So I've got loads of them that I'm just using stash busting, you know. So that is Gnoddy. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. I'll see how I feel. What time is it? Oh my gosh, time is speeding by. So what's next? This one I have been really loving, and I've only recently picked it back up again. Did I pick it back up last week? Oh, I can't remember. But I have missed working on this one, and that is the gorgeous Jon Shawl by Joanna Herriot of Twin Set and Pearl in collaboration with Bird Street Yarn. And the yarn I'm using is by Bird Street Yarn. It is their Do You Think You Saw Us colourway. And I've got the 5 minis, but they're going to be quite difficult to show you. So I'll just show you the shawl for now. So, bear with me. Here it is. Oops, there we go. So this is the Jon Shawl by Joanna Herriot of Twin Set and Pearl. And it is this beautiful, beautiful, stripy, almost concertina effect shawl. It's a very, very clever construction. I really like it a lot. And as you can see, I have done a decent amount. I started there and I've done that much. So that's grand. The striping is using mini skeins, so let me grab them. I've stuffed them into pockets, so I'm going to pull them out the pockets. Ah, there we go. Yeah. All right, and hope I can hold them. Oh yeah, no I can. So there they are. Those are my 5 mini skeins that I'm using, and if I can, there we go. Oh, brilliant. They are essentially the breakdown of the colours that go into the variegated skein. So it's really, really clever, really fun design, and a really fun use of colour play, if you will. So some of the colours, like this one here, because that is pretty much the main colour in the variegated skein, it tends to get a little bit lost. So the stripes aren't so defined if I show you there, but I think that adds to the charm of it. I think it looks brilliant. I am so pleased with this shawl. It's, as I say, once again, so much fun to make. I do highly recommend it. You could probably do it with scraps actually. You could probably get a main 100-gram skein of yarn and then use, for these stripes, just use scraps. It's fantastic. Very versatile. But there we are, the beautiful Jon Shawl by Joanna Heriot, Twinset and Bell. So that is that one. And as I said, the yarn is by Bird Street Yarns. There we go. There's a lot of hand-dyed yarn companies that I purchase from with their names beginning with B. So yes, Bird Street Yarn. There we are. Oh, I need to put that back in as well. Right, the next one I'm really excited about because this is a gift for Rob, and I'm happy to say I have a sock. I do need new sock blockers because his feet are bigger than my tiny little sock blockers. So there we are. There is one sock for Rob. I had hoped that this would show the design a little bit better. It does kind of. I mean, this yarn is quite difficult to show the design on. But these are the, let me open up the design, the Hibernal Socks by Summer Lee Designs. And if I bring that in, you can just see there, the really, really beautiful socks. I love them. I did shorten the leg for these for Rob because he's not too fussed about how high the socks go. He wears a lot of, what are they called? Ankle socks? Are they right? The ones that stop about here. So he wears a lot of those. So he doesn't generally wear socks that go up his legs. So I didn't need it to go that high. Plus, I am using this yarn, which is by Daughter of a Shepherd. The name of the yarn is Drover, and I did find out, because I went on the website, I had a mini panic. I'll tell you about the panic in a minute, but I did find out after going on the website that this colourway is actually called Ingleborough. There we go. And I think it's to do with the fibres that go into the yarn, but that is the colourway name. Now this is a 50-gram skein of yarn, so I bought 2 and I've left it on the table. I played yarn chicken basically. There's not a lot of yarn left, and I thought I was going to run out of yarn before I finished the socks. I kept trying them on Rob, hoping that I would have enough, and I did just about, and it's a shame I've left it on the table, but there really wasn't a lot left. I haven't even weighed it, but there wasn't. So I wanted to show you this sock, and I did want to show you how much was left, but as I say, I left it on the table, never mind. But all that to say, I did manage to squeeze the sock out of the 50 grams just, but I did shorten the leg from the pattern. So I'm glad I did that, because you start with the cuff, and were they toe up socks, it would have been a lot easier to manage the yarn. I don't know why I was looking over there then. So weird. I was looking at the, I've got a spirit measure. You know, the thing that shows you if something is level or not? I've got one of those on my tripod, and I was staring at that instead of talking to you. I do apologise. Right, anyway. So, yeah, if they were toe up, I could have carried on until, you know, I'd used all the yarn. But as it went, I had enough. That's good. So now I can wind this skein and get the next socks started at least, because, you know, second sock syndrome is a thing, and I'd rather get them on the needle so that I am ready to go and I can just pick them up as and when, because I really, really enjoyed this pattern. This pattern is fantastic. It's very, very intuitive. It's, I think, a 4-row repeat if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's a 4-row repeat. Super, super easy to remember, and it creates this beautiful, beautiful pattern which unfortunately you cannot really see in this yarn because it's a weirdly busy yarn, despite the fact that, well, I suppose it is because it almost does look speckled and variegated. I suppose that's different fibres. But yeah, really happy with them. Rob loves them. They are quite a woolly wool, which he loves because he's just a huge fan of the rustic wools. So he's the perfect man to knit these kind of socks for. He's so excited and he loves them. So sock number 1 done, and I will cast on for sock number 2 very soon. Very excited. But that is the Hibernal Socks by Summer Lee Designs. Right, what's next? What's next? Ooh, I thought it was going to be that next, but it's not. It's this. Right, okay. So I have done some work on this. Now, I was obsessed with this in Vlogmas in July, but I haven't really reached for it that much recently. And I don't know whether it's because of Rob's socks. I don't know what it is, but the pattern I am going to show you, well, the project I'm going to show you is the gorgeous Belledonne sweater by Along Avec. And again, still love this project. It is a beautiful brioche sweater. It's been fantastic for me to make because, as I said, as I've said before, I really want to play with brioche a little bit more. I just want to learn more about it, and I have with this project. I've learned so much about it, and I mean, I love it. Just bring on the brioche. Anyway, I've not done a lot. That was where I got to, and that's where I'm at. This is a sleeve, my first sleeve. So again, not really very far through, but it's beautiful, and I am just, it's so squishy and wonderful. So this is the Belledonne sweater by Along Avec Anna. The pattern is beautifully written. I adore Anna's patterns. They are fantastic. The yarn I'm using, let me just see if I have, brilliant. So I am holding Drops Lima, which is a makeup of 65% wool, 35% alpaca, and this is in the colour 3609. I'm holding that together with Drops Kid Silk Mohair, which is a mix of 75% mohair, 25% silk. Let me move that out the way. And it is the colour number 14. There you are. So I'm holding those two together to give me this. Now, I have found that this mohair sheds like nobody's business. So I didn't take it up north with me because I didn't want red fibres all over Rob's mum's house. That would not have been fair on her. But I'm hoping, I said this before, I'm hoping that when I wash this sweater and block it, it should take care of the worst of the fibres. That's what I'm hoping for. But I don't know why it's shedding so much. It's ridiculous. Could be why I'm not reaching for it so much. But I mean, yeah, the inside of this bag is covered in mohair. Oh, that was a terrible example, wasn't it? Because you can't really see it, but it is. And whenever I put the sweater on over something black, it's just instant red, which is fine. But I kind of would like it not to shed quite so much. But yes, once I've blocked it, hopefully that will take care of most of that. But yeah, sleeves are taking me ages. I don't know why. That could be why I'm not reaching for it so much, because the body felt like it flew by. But the sleeves, for some reason, not flying by, which is unfortunate, but there we have it. So that's the Belledonne sweater by Along Avec Anna. Right, let me pop that over there so it gets out of the way. Right, what's next? What's next? Next is my second pair of socks that I have on the needles. You go from having no pairs of socks on the needles to having all the socks on the needles. But it's exciting. So these are the beautiful Cedar Elm Socks by Twinset and Pearl. Yep. This was part of the Botanical Yarn Twinset and Pearl Sock Club, their collaboration for the Sock Club. So Botanical Yarn dyed the yarn and sent you the yarn, and then you would get the pattern from Twinset and Pearl, the sock pattern, emailed to you. I did that in 2022 and I got 12 months worth. This is October's sock from 2022. So yeah, I need to get a wiggle on and get them done. So that's why they're on the needles. But as you can see, I've done pretty well. I have gone from here, when you last saw it, I finished the leg, done the heel flap and gusset, and I'm just working on the foot now actually. I've finished the decreases for the gusset and I'm working on my foot. These, I don't know whether it's because I'm using 2.5mm needles, but these feel quite big at the minute. But I'll carry on the way I'm going. I'll make them and yeah, see how I feel about them. And then maybe for the next pair of socks, I might drop the needle size to 2.25. That tends to be what I prefer. That's what I'm using for the Hibernal Socks for Rob anyway, so I do prefer that. So I'll see how I feel, but it does create a really lovely fabric, and this motif is really, really pretty. I do quite like them. So these are the Cedar Elm Socks by Twinset and Pearl, and the yarn is by Botanical Yarn. Really like it. So I really, really want to get this sock finished, similar to Rob's socks, get this sock finished, and then I can crack on. But it's really sweet, isn't it? Look, we've got a his and hers socks. It's cute, isn't it? But yes, so there we are, 2 pairs of socks, but just slowly getting there. But if I can at least get those socks done soon, I can then cast on November's socks, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish November and December socks before the end of the year, and then the sock club is finally finished after what, 3 years? Goodness. Yes, anyway. The next one I have for you, okay, right. Oh, I've missed one. I do apologise. Let's grab it. So this one has been on the hook for a little while. This is a crochet project, and it is the lovely Flatiron Shawl by Tony Lipsey, the one and only Tony Lipsey. As you can see, that was where I last showed you, and I have done quite a bit. So this is a 3 skein project, and you fade the 3 colours. I don't know, oh, you can actually see that. So skein number 1 goes up to about here, and then fading into skein number 2, and then you can really easily see where I have faded into my final skein here, so skein number 3. Loving this project immensely, and I'm really happy that I've picked it up and really started on it again, because this was a paused project for a while. Let me see if I can put it on actually. I think that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, so this was a paused project for quite a while. I'm really looking forward to blocking it actually, because once it's blocked it's going to be really nice. So I'm really happy that I pulled it out of paused and really started cracking on with it, because it is stunning. And it's a really nice use of 3 skeins of yarn. The yarn, let's tell you about the yarn. So do I still have them in the bag? I do, but I've lost the middle one for that one. See if I can remember what it's called. I don't need those. Oh my goodness. Oh, I do have it. Right, so I may as well show you this one. There we go. The yarn is by Lockwood Fibres, and it is all in 4-ply sock fingering weight, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And the colourways, so this was the first one, that's what I've got left of it, which is grand, and this one was called Wisteria Lilac. I don't know if Emily still has these colourways in her shop. She might not, so just bear that in mind. But this one is Wisteria Lilac. This one, which is all I've got left of colour number 2, is Wisteria Purple, and then the colour that I'm working on at the minute is this one, and this is called Nightshade. So if I hold these 3 up, you can see these 2 are quite a subtle fade, and then it jumps to this one, which I think is really good fun. Now, in terms of ending the shawl, I think I've got an option of either a kind of a lacy looking border at the bottom, or I could do tassels. So I'm thinking maybe I could do tassels, because I'll have a little bit left, and it might be worth just, because I've really enjoyed doing the tassels on the gnomes, so why not do some tassels to finish off the yarn? That's what I'm thinking anyway. But there it is once more, the beautiful Flatiron Shawl. I had a minute then. Flatiron Shawl by Tony Lipsey. Once again, beautiful project, really lovely to make, and yeah, it's just been a joy, and I'm really happy that I have been working on it and getting it more closer to being done. But that is that one. Right, now I can jump on to the next one. Okay, so these final 2 projects that I have to show you that I've been working on are cross-stitch projects. So you have seen them before, but I've not really done a lot of work on them previously, but I picked them up the last 2 weeks and just started doing a bit more work on them because I fancied a bit of cross stitch. So there you go. So the first one I've done some work on is this one, and that is the Summer Harvest by Letty Stitch. As you can see, it's a really beautiful Peter Rabbit cross stitch, quite a big one. Been really enjoying it, and this one is a gift for someone. So with this, I have done a little bit of more work. I finished off a certain part of it, and then I've done a little bit more work on it, but the main thing I have done, which I decided to do because I didn't want to leave all of this till last, because it would just, yeah, I wanted to mix it up a bit. So I have actually started doing the back stitch on the roof. So I brought this colour down a bit more. I have filled out here a little bit, I think. I had definitely finished off this top part of the roof, and as you can see, I have really started putting in those back stitches, which has been brilliant because it just brings the picture to life. In fact, when I hold it back here, it just brings it back to life. This bit down here, that's where I started when I first started this, so just ignore that bit until I get down there. But yeah, that's what I've been doing with this, and I feel like it's really, as I say, bringing it to life and just filling it out. It looks lovely. So that is that one. The other cross stitch that I've been working on, this was a stitch along which has long since finished. But this is, do I have the final image of it? I must have. That's the gift pattern. No? Is that the final image of it? Must be. Was it a 10-parter? I don't think I have a final image of it, which is a shame. But, no, I don't. So sadly, I can't show you. But this is the Secret Grove Stitch Along by Needle Lot Designs. And there you are. Let me bring that over the back. So what have I done? Because it's been a long time since you've seen this. I have, let me fold that over as well. There we go. I have finished these lovely lights up here. I've finished this bug over here, but also finished the lantern. And I have, which way do I turn it? That way. I have done the tip of this owl. This is going to be an owl. I've done the staff, the tip of the staff, and then I've done a little bit more of the outlining for the owl. So not a massive amount, but I'm just really pleased that I have been picking this up and doing a little bit more on it. I really like the way the colours are working there, and I really like that I've chosen a really dark background for it as well, because although the owl doesn't jump out just yet, I'm sure he will. So there we are. That is that one. So I have done a little bit of cross stitch, which is nice. Right, that needs to go in there. So those are all my works in progress that I've been working on in the last 2 weeks. As I say, nature of the kind of knitter that I am, I will reach for anything and everything and just chip away a little bit. So that's why there's no finished objects. I'm sure if I applied myself to one particular project, I could probably get it finished, but my brain doesn't really work that way, sadly. So you're just getting little bits here and there. Right, so that brings us to cast-ons. They're not technically cast-ons, but they are projects that I have started. And these are sewing projects. So I had a little bit of a burst at the weekend in that I wanted to use some of my fabric that I've got lying around. I did a tidy up, found some fabric that I thought, oh, I know what I bought this for. The project that I want to make with these fabrics is a really quick project. So what am I doing? Why haven't I made them? So I have started them. They're not quite finished, but we'll get into that. But the first one is this, and this is a Naya Tee by Tammy Handmade. I have made this before, so the nice thing about this was that the project pieces were all cut out. All I needed to do was cut the fabric and sew it together. The sewing together is really quick, so it's brilliant. I use my overlocker, or serger, I think you call it in America, to sew up all the seams. So if I show you the seam, there you go. Just that simple overlocker edging. And it's the same with the cuff. There you go, overlocking the edges. So all of the overlocking is done, and this t-shirt probably looks completely finished to you, but it's not quite because I need to hem it. This is a viscose jersey fabric, so it's really beautiful and floaty, but because it is a jersey, it doesn't fray. So I probably don't really need to edge it, but I am. I'm gonna fold up the hem twice so that the edge of the raw edge of the fabric is going to be enclosed in the hem. That's my plan. But what I did this morning actually was I just top stitched this piece. Top stitch this piece because it is sewn together using the overlocking stitch. But what I found with my previous top is that the overlocked edge tends to roll up. So by overstitching it or top stitching it, it's just going to stop that from happening. Just realised I've got a little bit of a pull there. Always fun. But there we go, that's t-shirt number 1. It's exactly the same on the back, apart from the patterning of the fabric. I just really liked it. It's quite dark and gloomy. Yeah, I really like it, but I love this t-shirt. This design is brilliant. It's an oversized sort of boxy tee, and we all know I like an oversized boxy tee, so there you have it. Nearly there with that. The second one is exactly the same design, it's just a different fabric. So here it is. Let me just pop that one back over there. There we go. Oh, with that one as well, I extended it by an inch at the bottom just to make it a little bit longer. This one I've done it because I didn't have a lot of fabric on this one. It's blowing the camera out a bit weird, isn't it? There we go. No, it's still going to blow it out. There's something about blue and my camera, it just doesn't seem to like it. But here we are. It is a beautiful fabric. I think this is a Lady McElroy fabric. And I think it could be viscose. It's not stretchy, which is the difference with that top. And that's also why it doesn't have an edge, a collar at the top yet. It is cut, it's over there, but I can't stretch it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut the piece out on the bias so that I can then stretch it and put it in the neck piece. But it's pretty much there apart from that. I love this so much. Apart from the hem as well. So I've got to do the hem and I've also got to do the collar. Once those are done, then that's another t-shirt done. And I've got another really lovely t-shirt. I really like this one. I did try to position the fabric in a way that the hands weren't anywhere weird. But I think it's quite hard to do. So this is actually the front. So you'll see it probably the next time. When I've finished it, I'll show you it properly. So I'm hoping that there's none of the weird hand positions in any areas. But I love this fabric and I was so excited to make this t-shirt with this fabric. So there you have it, another Naya Tee. So just quickly, there are the two. Really excited about them, yeah. So it's just nice to have a couple more t-shirts that, that I really like, that I can wear, that aren't me in a Mars Attacks t-shirt that I got in a VHS, what, in 1993 was it? 1997, I'm too early. Was that Titanic in 1993? I can't remember. Mars Attacks, got it out of a VHS, a box, when the film came out. I love Mars Attacks. Anyway, that now brings us to acquisitions. And I do have 2 acquisitions to show you. One acquisition is on its way, it hasn't quite arrived yet. I think it's going to arrive tomorrow. But there is, I wanted to delay the video so that I could show you all the acquisitions in one. But there's no way I can film the video tomorrow at all because I've got about half an hour between the time I finish work and the time I've got to leave the house to go and get Rob. So it's just not enough time to be able to film the video. So that acquisition is not with us yet. So the first acquisition I have to show you, I can't show you all of it sadly. I can show you a little bit, but I can't show you all of it. So I bought some yarn from Lovecrafts and it's arrived. And one of the main things, I mean, this ball is a bit of a mess, but I bought one of these. So this is Paintbox Yarns Wool Blend Worsted. There it is. It is a mix of 25% wool, 75% acrylic, and it's in the shade number 24. There we go. I have bought this to finish my Sacred Woods sweater because the only reason that sweater is not finished is because I just need to do the neckband. I can't do the neckband because I don't have enough yarn. So I have been waiting for the right colour yarn to come into stock on Lovecrafts, and it's been months and it's still not in stock. Now I know one of you did say that you do check on Vinted and eBay and stuff like that for specific yarns if they're not in stock. That's a great idea. I think by the time I had filmed the video I'd already purchased the yarn, so I'm just gonna have to go with this unfortunately. But that is such a great idea to check those sorts of places. In fact, this yarn is an absolute state. Goodness, I am shocked. Look at that. It's like something's been eating the yarn. I hope it's not. Do I have to quarantine you? Anyway, so I've bought this to finish that sweater. I don't know how different the colour is yet, so I do need to get the sweater out of the cupboard. I need to check it to make sure that this will be not too much of a diversion from it, or if it is, that it works okay. So that is why I've bought this. It was on massive sale, so even better, and I can use this in many other projects once I've used it what I need it for. So that is the first one. The second reason I placed this order was because of this lovely book, and I have decided on two that I want to make from this book, two projects, and the first one being this lovely one here. This is, let me find the page for you. I should have bookmarked it, I don't know why I didn't. But this one is, there she is. This is Aggie, the sheep, and I think she's lovely. So I'm going to make Aggie for myself, and I've got the yarn for her. I also bought the yarn for the other project that I'm going to make from this book, but I cannot show the yarn. I suppose I could, but I'm not going to, just in case. But I do have all the yarn I need to make the other character as well. But as I say, not going to show you. I'm not going to show you who it is because it's going to be a gift. But anyway, I have the yarn for Aggie. And the yarn I bought is really lovely, actually. I'm quite impressed with it. It is Huntington Valley Yarns. Or it might be Valley Yarns, Huntington, I'm not entirely sure. Because I do have some Valley Yarns, but I think it was Northampton. Northampton Valley Yarns. So I wonder if that's the, I don't know. Trying to think I know what I'm talking about here, and I don't. But Valley Yarns, Huntington, there you go. And these are 50 gram skeins, and they are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and they are delicious, so squishy and lovely. So I have bought this colour, which is natural, for Aggie, and then I also bought this one, which is again the same yarn, 50 grams, and it is in the colourway Fawn. Oh, it's not focusing. There we go, Fawn, and these two are going to be for Aggie. I think they're going to look really nice for her. So I think I have got 2 skeins of this, and then I've got loads of other colours for the other character that I will be making. But as I say, can't show you those because I don't want to give anything away. Right, so the other acquisition I received actually this morning, and I'm really happy that it's here, and I'm so excited to show you because I placed an order with Innocent Bones. They design beautiful, stunning cross-stitch patterns. I love their designs so much, but the reason I went on their website was because I needed some new scissors. I have, I think, 2 pairs of craft scissors, but they are spread between so many projects, it's ridiculous. So they're always down here. One of them is usually in a bag. I don't know which bag they're in at the minute, but they're usually in a bag, and they've got some needles in there as well. And the other pair of scissors, I do try and keep on my yarn trolley, but they tend to float around on my table. And what that means is when I'm doing my cross stitching, I never know where my scissors are to do the cross stitching, and you need scissors that are a little bit more finer point, I would say. So I thought, why not treat myself to some new scissors, and then I've got enough scissors to go around, is the theory. So I went on Innocent Bones' website because I remembered a pair of scissors that I really liked on their website, and they were these. They're in a little bag, so I'm going to open them. So I have seen these types of scissors so much, and I knew that they had them in this colour. So they are these lovely bird snips. So they're nice and small, really cute, and there you go, just really simple, fine pointed scissors, and they're black. I love that they're black. So those are the ones that I really wanted. So I went on the website and I bought those. I did buy them as a pack with something else, so I'll show you that once we get to it. But those are the first pair of scissors that I bought. Then I realised that she had a huge sale on another pair of scissors, and those were these. I've got a really itchy nose, hang on. Oh dear. And those were these. I love anything that's sort of rose gold, and they look really pretty. So I went for these because, as I say, really nice scissors, and they were really cheap when I bought them. So really happy with those. Then I saw another pair of scissors that I just thought I can't not buy them to be honest. I think they're fantastic. And they're these. How great are these? These are skull scissors. How wonderful. Gold skull scissors. They're just great. So they're a little bit bigger than, you know, what I would probably go for in terms of scissors. I mean, I suppose they're not that much bigger than these, are they? No, they're about the same size, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But these I will probably use, because the point's not quite so fine, I would probably put these in one of my yarn projects, one of my knitting projects or crochet projects. But I think they're fantastic. Aren't they great? Oh, look at that. I love that. Look. Dead sharp, apparently. I think they are fantastic. So I could not have them. So I am made up for scissors now. I've got 3 pairs of very fancy scissors, and there's no excuses. I should not be losing any scissors, but if I do, I should be able to find another pair pretty easily. So that is great. I'm so happy. So these black ones, these black snips, I actually bought with this. So this is a little case for, it's, what does it say? It's an embroidery box with 7 compartments and 50 bobbins. So I think the bobbins are cardboard, which is fine. Don't mind that. So there you go. You can see the compartments. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 7th one is a big one. And that will actually hold the scissors in there. There you go. We'll hold them at an angle, but it will hold the scissors in there. And I thought this would be fantastic because it's a little bit smaller than the other embroidery boxes that I have. It's a bit on the thick side, but it will fit into any of my project bags. Well, apart from the really, really small ones, but it will fit into most of my project bags. So I can then put wind the bobbins with the yarn, the thread, sorry, the floss, and I've got a pair of scissors that I can put in there as well. And it's just going to be so much easier to have this, really. So that's why I bought this, and as I say, I paid a little bit extra to have a really fancy pair of scissors with them. So that is that. I then also bought a project bag because I love Innocent Bones. If I can see there, Innocent Bones. I love Innocent Bones, and at the minute, for some weird reason, I am really loving black fabric project bags. So I now have a black fabric cross stitch bag. I've got one for my knitting, and now one for my cross stitch, and it's brilliant. It's this lovely apothecary type table with the herbs and spider webs. Very, very Innocent Bones. I'm so pleased with this, so I have this. I also treated myself, I mean, why not? I treated myself to a cross stitch kit as well, which is in here. And here we are, as you can see, Innocent Bones cross stitch. And I bought one of the tarot card collection, which is Strength. I feel that is very apt right now, so I thought I would get this one. I do have the Crafter. I also have the Star. The Star I'm making for someone else, but I thought having Strength would just be wonderful. I can sew it up, and then I can put it by my desk and remember Strength. Yeah, really happy with that. So that is what I got in my Innocent Bones box order. I'm really, really pleased with everything. A lot of things are things that I've needed, I've wanted. A couple of treats in there, of course, but yes, there you have it. The order that I'm waiting for is by Beehive Yarns. I had to wait a little bit longer because the kit that I ordered, well, I say the kit, the pack of yarn, these 4 skeins, had to be dyed custom order basically, so you obviously have to wait a little bit longer because it's getting dyed specially for you. So I'm really excited to get that, and as I say, that should be arriving tomorrow. I'm so excited. I love parcels. But yes, so that about covers everything. We are doing very, very long on time, so I hope you grabbed yourself a drink and a snack. If not, sorry, bit late to tell you now, but there we have it. I'm sure you were responsible and looked at the time of the video and made the decision for that. Anyway, I am just thinking, yeah. So it's normal schedule has resumed. I don't know if I already said this, but normal schedule has now resumed. So it'll be a podcast again on Friday next week. So I will see you then. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend as well. And I thank you so much for watching, as always, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.